Hello, YouTube. Today is Monday, May 25th, 2020. 3 more months until me and my twin sister turn 37. But I guess I will be ignored. Yep. So, um, well, I didn't get much sleep last night, but then a few hours of sleep this morning and woke up I think at 9 something. And I think I ate breakfast around 9:45. And then somebody had another targeted individual had emailed me, so I was emailing her back, and um so after that, I guess it was time. I mean, you know, it was time for me to eat lunch later on. Then after lunch, I tried to take a nap and I couldn't because the neighbors in the hallway were talking very loud. Plus, um, I may have gotten a little sleep with the nap, but I don't remember. But um, the motorcycle people that were staying here, I think they're gone. And but I've heard a little bit of motorcycle harassment. I heard of motorcycle harassment. You know, not by them, but I guess some more noise harassment people. Um, a little bit today. I heard a few motorcycles, not at the exact same time though, like different times. And then I heard the ambulance and stuff. I think it was last night, my face itching. It was last night that I heard the high pitched ring in my right ear. So I mean, it happened like maybe once at Janet's house, but it's been happening almost every night here. And mainly do the they mainly attack the left ear, but sometimes they attack the right ear with the high. And I have to hear it at least once a night, you know. And today, at least, definitely once, but maybe twice, I was attacked with the doodle weapons, if you know what I mean. I don't mean to tell TMI, but this is I'm just verbally documenting, my experiences. Um, People always want your proof for everything. Like the other professed targeted individuals, that the ones who get on your case so much about where's your proof, or nothing you say is true unless you have proof or whatever. But other targeted individuals, they can verbally say something and be like, yeah, I believe you, you know, or they actually believe them. But if I be graphic and show the diarrhea in the toilet, then y'all get mad. I wouldn't do that, but y'all would get mad if I, like, because other professed targeted people, when I told them about the bloody diarrhea almost every day in the Days Inn hotel, um a couple of months ago, every single day, and it was like bloody diarrhea every day. And one time I actually accidentally made a mess like on the floor in the bedroom. So and it's just random, like random explosive diarrhea that you feel like you've, like, how it is, like when you have like violent vomit that's like violent, and the way it's just so forceful. But that's how it is, like with the diarrhea though, like vomit out, like violent vomit out the ass. I mean, I don't mean to sound graphic, but this is my part of my targeting experiences. Shucks, you want to get graphic? There was one of the so-called targeted individuals that you know, yeah, he really is targeted. But I cut him off because he acted narcissistic towards me. So that's why I cut him off. But um, you can tell he's a narcissist that he glorifies himself as a king. You ain't no king. Nothing. There's nothing that's a king about you. You know. But he sat there and you know, he had a video of himself on a toilet. You know. So I'm like, well, that was a bit too much, of himself like on the toilet. I mean, I wouldn't do that, but I'm just, talking, about, my experience for the day, you know. So, it's when, like, when other targeted individuals act like they don't believe what you're going through, or they act like they don't care, or like your experiences aren't important to them, but then they want you to value their, value, and they want you to be an open ear for them, but they won't reciprocate or return the favor. Excuse me. Um. So. Um. Yeah. Every time I tried to go to sleep, it was always and the person must have just moved in, because for a long time, at least once a day, ever since I got here, it was maybe like once a day I would hear the loud noise. I mean, the loud music, the same way I heard it from, and it would happen just for a few seconds. But ever since the motorcycle people left, now it's like constant all day. It happens several times a day, off and on, within like 10-minute intervals. Especially when I was trying to take a nap, about the loud you know loud music or whatever. So like um well, by Wednesday, I guess I'm for sure gonna end up back on the streets. But um if I can get my full 100% deposit back, excuse me, if I can get my full 100% deposit back, um if I can get my full 100% deposit back from here, then that day I probably can go to another hotel, but it'll be more expensive, because they said that you can't use the deposit money from here. You can't use it for an you can't use any money to stay here. You can't use it out of your deposit money. So I might have to go to another hotel, motel, or something, at least for one day. I'm trying to be able to get to stay here, because there was a lady who sent me $150 in the postal mail, and by today's Memorial Day, I'm not sure if the mail even came I don't even think the mail came today. Maybe it did. But oh yeah, speaking of the mail, yesterday when I took my walk, it was a Sunday, and I also was not sure. I was a little confused. I thought the mail didn't run on Sunday, but the mailman, it was a black mailman, and he drove like on the opposite side of the street. He drove on the opposite side of the street with with his emergency flashes on when he passed by me. So I forgot about that one too. I was confused and unsure, and I wonder if that was part of my targeting, the gang stalking. Um, so at the, I'm pretty sure there are perps that work at Waterfront Mission, so I'm pretty sure the perps know, you know, that, well, speaking of mail, they made it to where after the coronavirus that you have to wait. I mean, you have to get your mail between 6 in the morning and 8 in the morning. And they didn't, I mean, I don't know why. I don't understand why they couldn't keep this times the same. And then I have to, they're a homeless shelter, men's shelter, homeless men's shelter cult that profess to be Christian, but they gang stalk the fuck out of you. You know, but they're a cult though. But I didn't realize until after I had started getting my mail there. And I try to get general delivery downtown, but it seems like they insist on having my mail at the Waterfront Mission. So I guess, you know, it's hard that, you know, I might have to get up from here at 4 o'clock in the morning to go and walk 2 hours or so to go and, you know, get my, I mean, I haven't gotten my mail in a long time. The last time I went was last month with Janet, and they got mad and screamed at me and treated me like I was supposed to already know. I didn't know that they switched the time from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. to get mail. But before then, it would be supposed to be from 8:30 to 11 or something like that, or 8:30 till noon. And then they would, I mean, somebody who professed to be a Christian chaplain is gang stalking. His name is, what's his name? John, let me look it up. Yeah, I'm going to look it up. John Finley. He do stuff like get an attitude with you and lie about you not having mail when you have it. And then his wife pretends to be like a fake nice, and she will defend him and swear up and down he's a saved and Christian man. Yeah, these narcissistic fake Christians, like their supporters will be like, "Oh, he's the best man of God I've ever seen." Bitch, shut up. He's a true man of God, and there's nothing you can do to tell me. No, you see they're fake and evil. You know. So, I mean, so I dread that. But I mean, I came at the regular time and got screamed at by some guy. So yeah, that John Finley guy is a narcissistic abuser and a perp. You call yourself a Christian chaplain. You're Satan's chaplain, not God's chaplain. Not even told him to his face he sold his soul to the devil. You know. But yet they want to say that, I think they said that they're not a non-profit or something like that. Or they said that basically make it like they're not sold out and that everything is on donations or something. But they're still a cult. I mean, they operate like a cult too. And it's so much prison-like control. You know, like how are you helping homeless people if you run it like a prison? And we're innocent. We have done nothing. Well, some of them are criminals, but you know, not all of us. But every homeless shelter, and I mean, I don't know about other countries, but every homeless shelter in America is run like a prison. I guess you could say that every child's school in America is run like a prison. And that's what make people act more rebellious and act bad or misbehave, you know. So, yeah. So, you know, if there's a way I can get that $150, then I can probably stay another 3 days. You know, I mean, if I can get it before I leave, but if not, then I will have to cancel staying here and like maybe one night, as I said, one night go to another hotel, and hopefully by then I end up, you know, probably just staying a few nights in the hotel anyway, I mean, a couple of more nights, and I know I mean, I'm just hoping to not have to be on the streets. And it's like me spending this money. It's like I'm doing laundry right now, you know. So like I got 7 more minutes to talk, and then I know for sure that my clothes are done washing, and then I have to put them in the dryer. Um, so laundry, food. I haven't been eating out that much. You know, I've been mostly living off of Dollar Tree and a little bit of fake Walmart here and there. And maybe a couple of times I went to Denny's, and once I went to Wingstop. A couple of times I had Chinese food, but mostly I've been eating here. And if I do go to Denny's or Wingstop or whatever, I split it. I went to that Wingstop one time and maybe Denny's twice. But if I do have Wingstop, Denny's, Chinese food or whatever, I think I went to Chinese food twice too. I split it like into two meals or something. You know, so you know I'm at least being open and honest, and I'm being open and honest about how the money is being spent, because that's all I haven't been really going much anywhere except a little walk here and there, like going for my personal walk for exercise, or go to the Dollar Tree or Walmart or Denny's or whatever. But today is the day I didn't leave the hotel. I didn't leave the hotel room. I left the room to go do laundry, but I didn't leave the complex. And so, ever since that talk about the House doing the vote on the stimulus, they supposedly voted yes, but there was supposed to be a talk of the Senate whether or not they approve, like the Democrat House or the Republican Senate, and I at least haven't heard much of anything. So, with this stimulus check thing, I haven't heard much of anything. So, no idea that I haven't heard much of anything, and I'm just clueless of what they're gonna do. They still keep playing with us about a second round of stimulus checks. Excuse me. And then I'm hearing stories about how the stimulus checks aren't really free, and that Social Security and SSI recipients that's going to be taking out their future checks and stuff like that, or that if you took a stimulus check, the people who say that they're against the Illuminati, they judge and condemn you and call you stupid for accepting those checks. Or some people be like, well, I'm not, and I didn't judge others for doing it, but I felt like I wasn't going to take the check. But since I'm in my predicament, it's like I feel like, I got no choice but to, accept the check in order to survive. But that's what the government, that's what they want, for us to be forced to depend on them. And people look down on me throughout the years with the Social Security, saying that, this professed Christian lady, that Tracy lady with the Jesus is Lord website, excuse me, she said the government is not your husband. So she professed to be on her website. I think she didn't. I don't remember exactly what words she used, but I think she mentioned something about herself being a targeted individual or being gang stalked too. But she even said the FBI that the FBI had came to her door, at one point, to try to shut her up from so-called speaking the truth on her website. But she acting like a perp towards me, and it's a black lady. And the same thing with the Lisa Rubin lady, acting like she trying to make like her and her husband are heavily targeted. And she had shows with Jeff Rentz, but she was perping me herself also. And spiritually, they both were perping me and spiritually abusing me. So me not being able to get a job, like it's like I feel like it's like these employers make me waste my time on these interviews. It's like I don't even waste my time to go to the interview. If you sit there and let me be interviewed with the premeditated intent to not hire me in the first place, and you just, you know, so that's why, I mean, I don't even waste my time with trying to go to interviews anymore. And then I've got to be, other people will look down at me like, you're sad, shame on you for giving up. But then at the same time, people say you're stupid if you do the same thing over and over again and then expect different results. Excuse me. So I heard that, targeted or not, that if you're unemployed when you try to get a job, then, then employers won't hire you or take you seriously. But if you are employed, then, that's the only way they'll give you a chance. It's a freaking backwards world. Like, they won't give people a chance or opportunity, I mean, at least you get the effort. You take the effort on making a resume, sending out your resume, filling out the application, physically going to the interview. And they're still going to make it like you're lazy and don't want to work. That's the alibi. That's the excuse. That's why I say the only people who get a job like that experience talk is a doggone cover up or a front for people like, yeah, instead of having experience, the real cover up, the front is like, yeah, you have to be sold out to Satan just to work at McDonald's, really? Just for a minimum wage? Like, this is what it's become, that you have to sell your soul to the devil for a minimum wage McDonald's cashier job? So, or janitorial job? This is what it's become? So, I mean, it's like, that's why I turned to the avenue of wanting to write my books, because I'm like, who says that you have to be employed and be somebody else's slave? Why can't I be my own boss and create my own job and have my own job? So ever since I was all excited about the books and stuff, then I guess the perps must have used, the weapon, or somebody must have used the weapons to cause me to go back to, what the hell? Sorry. A little baby spider on my desk. I thought that was a roach at first. Oh, you bastard. Now it disappeared. Wait, hold up. Oh, no, it didn't. Come on. So I got it. Hold on right quick. So, yeah. So, I'm going to come back with a part 2 on this video. And, like, after I put my clothes in the dryer. So I'll see y'all.